Hey nail friends, welcome back to another nail art video. I'm Shannon, and in this video we are doing some spring Easter nails. So grab your nail supplies and let's chill out, get creative, and do some nail art together. So let's get started. So as I do in most of my videos, I'm doing press-ons. This is simply because I find it easier to paint on a press-on, and I change my nails frequently enough that I don't need to do like gel X nails. Press-ons work just fine for me, but you do whatever you want to do while you're painting along with me, whether it's gel X, acrylic, or press-ons like me. So for the first nail, I'm doing a baby chick coming out of an egg. And I wanted to do this on a neutral background simply because I really wanted the baby chick to like pop off the nail. And I thought a neutral background would do this really well, and it does. So this is my favorite neutral. I got it off of Temu. I'll be honest, I can't tell you too much more about it because I don't know, I don't remember, but it is absolutely my favorite neutral base. So I did 2 coats of this. You could probably get away with 1 coat, but I wanted to do 2 coats. And then I prepped my nail palette with the rest of the colors. So this is the yellow that I'm using for the baby chick. Then I prepped the white, a little bit of black, and some orange for the beak. Pretty much all the supplies I'm using in this video came off of Temu or Amazon, and honestly, mostly Temu. That's just because I'm still really new to nail art and I'm using cheap supplies because that's what I can afford at the moment. Obviously, in the future, I hope to be using like more high quality stuff, but this is what I have. So before I do my nail art, I like to do it on a matte top coat. This is because it just stops the polish from like running around. It just gives me more control over the polish and makes it easier to do nail art. So just personally, I prefer to do things on a matte background. And then with my white, I got started with the bottom of the eggshell. And so I just did kind of like a little bit of a half circle and little lines to bring in like a jagged cracked egg look. And kind of the best part about doing like a cracked egg is that your lines don't have to be perfect. It's almost better if they're not perfect because then it looks like more of a realistic cracked egg. Once I finished doing the bottom part of the cracked egg, I cured it for about 30 seconds. And don't worry, I'll do a full cure later on, but I just kind of cure in 30-second increments as I'm doing the parts of the baby chick. So then I do the body of the baby chick, which is again, just another half circle that I then colored in yellow and just traced along the sides of the jagged cracked egg. And this is just a really simple design, and that's why it's really beginner friendly because it's just really basic shapes. So I just, again, colored it in yellow, and then I'm going to cure it for another 30 seconds before I get started on the head. For the head of the baby chick, I just did a full circle, a little bit on top of the half circle. So I'm trying to cover it up just a little bit. This just makes it look cute. And I did struggle to get kind of a perfect circle going at first. But again, like I said, I'm relatively new still to nail art. I've only been doing nail art for about just over a year. So it took me a few moments to get my baby chick's head perfectly circular, but I got there. And then again, once you're done with the head, you're going to cure it for another 30 seconds. Once that is cured, then you're going to do the top half of the eggshell. So this is another half circle, and you're just going to do it just slightly above the yellow circle of the head. And then kind of the same as you did for the bottom, you're just going to do some jagged lines to be the cracked egg. It doesn't have to be perfect again. If anything, it's better that it's not. It just looks more realistic. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just did the little jagged lines and then colored it in and cured for another 30 seconds. Once the top half of the egg is cured, then you're going to do the face. So I used the tiniest dotting tool that I have and I did tiny, tiny little black eyes. Now, what I do wish I had done differently, and this was a comment in the short that I did for this nail, like specifically, was that I should have done a little white fleck inside the black to give it kind of like some shine to the eye. I didn't do that. I wish I had. So if you are doing this along with me, add a little bit of white to the eyes to be that fleck. And then I used a little bit of orange for the beak and then gave the whole thing a good cure for 60 seconds before going in with the glass top coat. For my first time doing a baby chick, I think this turned out really, really well. It looks super, super cute and was so easy. Again, it's just basic shapes. So if you break down this nail art and any nail art really into basic shapes, it's really not that hard. So again, super beginner friendly to do this baby chick. So for the next nail, I wanted to do a flower. So I chose to do a tulip because when I think of spring, I definitely think of tulips. And again, I chose a neutral base for this nail. I just wanted to complement the chick nail. So this is going to be on the index pointer finger and the chick nail is on the middle finger, just so you can visualize it in your head. Again, I did 2 coats of the neutral base and then prepped my palette with the colors for the tulip. So I chose a bright kind of warm pink and also a cooler tone pink. And I'm going to use the cooler tone pink for the detail inside the tulip. And then I used just kind of a really pastel springtime green, in my opinion, for the stem and leaves. And like I did for the baby chick nail, I did a matte top coat because again, I like a matte surface before I do any sort of detail work. So I did a matte top coat and did a full 60-second cure before I got started on the tulip. And again, for the tulip, I just broke it down into basic shapes. So for the base of the tulip, I did a half circle. And then at the top, just did a few lines to create that tulip shape. Just kept it really simple, really basic, but it still definitely reads as a tulip. After curing for 30 seconds, then I went in with the cooler pink and just did a few little lines. And these are just to create like a petal effect within the tulip. Again, in my opinion, this doesn't have to be perfect, or it's certainly mine is not perfect. I'm not that good yet. But I think it does just give the tulip some dimension and makes it look more realistic. Again, realistic. After curing for 30 seconds, then I went in with the green to create the stem and the leaves. It's a really simple design and a really simple flower to create, but I think that's what makes this set so beginner friendly, is that it looks really pretty, but everything is actually quite simple to do. If I were doing this again, I think what I would do is after I finish doing the leaves and the stem, I think I would go in with another maybe darker green. Yeah, a darker green. And just add a few like extra little lines to give it some dimension, kind of like I did with the top of the tulip. But honestly, I just didn't think of that at the time. So despite not adding some dimension to the leaves, I'm still really happy with how this tulip turned out. So when I was done, I cured it for 60 seconds and then added a glass top coat. This is the polka dot nail. I wanted to just do the nude base nails all at once, and this was just so I didn't get my designs mixed up. So I did 2 coats of the neutral base and then went in and did my polka dot design. So if you're enjoying this video so far, please feel free to give it a like. And again, if you're really enjoying it, please consider subscribing to my channel. We do fun nail art here. And it would be really awesome if you were a part of my nail community. So yeah, go ahead and give the video a like and subscribe. After I finished painting on the polka dots, I cured it for a full 60 seconds, and then I decided to do a layer of builder gel. This is to even out or to smooth out the polka dots so that when I do the top coat, it doesn't have a little bit of a bumpy surface. It has a really smooth surface. So yeah, a layer of builder gel, and then I went in with the glass top coat. A polka dot nail might be pretty basic, but I think it fits in really well with the spring Easter design and just looks really cute. So the next nail that I'm doing is my Easter egg nail. Actually, I do 2 Easter egg nails. They're just slightly different in design. And so for the Easter egg nail, I did a white base and I only did 1 coat of the white polish. And this is just because it's pretty much a 1 coat polish. So I didn't feel the need to do a second coat, but I did do my matte top coat just to give myself a really smooth surface to work with while doing the Easter egg design. So for the Easter egg, you really can be as simple or as complex as you want to be with your designs. It's really up to you. I chose to be pretty simple, but again, that's just me keeping it easy, keeping it beginner friendly. So I just used, I just alternated the colors that I used in the other nails and worked my way down the nail. I didn't cure in between. I just kind of kept going because none of the colors were touching each other really. So it's really up to you whether you want to cure in between each part of your design. And this is only because the only reason I can think of that you'd want to cure in between designs is if you messed up, you can erase it easily without erasing the whole thing. But again, that's just up to you with what you feel comfortable doing. I found doing this nail to be so nostalgic. It just reminded me of when I was a kid painting Easter eggs and, you dip dye them or paint them. I remember sometimes even using markers to paint on them, but I just did literally what I did as a child, which was create lines and squiggles and dots and alternated my colors. So yeah, I found doing these Easter egg nails just super nostalgic. When I was done doing my Easter egg designs, I cured it for 60 seconds. Now, I wish I had remembered to go in with the builder gel like I had for the polka dot egg, but I didn't. I forgot and just went straight in with the top coat. And so it did have a little bit of texture or slightly raised effect on the nail, but it doesn't look as smooth as, say, the polka dot nail does. So if you're doing this design, go in with a builder gel and then do your top coat. Don't be like me. The last nail I did is the thumbnail, and again, I did another Easter egg. So I did a white base, and again, I only had to do the 1 coat, but if you have a white that requires 2, obviously do 2. And I also did a layer of the matte top coat before starting my design again. But otherwise, I just went in and did a very similar design as I did on the other finger, the ring finger, but I just made the colors, I alternated the colors a little bit. So I just think this whole set is very beginner friendly. It's a super beginner friendly spring Easter design. But let me know what you think. Do you think it's as beginner friendly as I do? If you attempted it, let me know how it worked out. Was it beginner friendly for you? But yeah, I just think this whole set is super, super beginner friendly, or like anyone from any skill level can definitely do this nail set. You're almost at the end of this video, so if you haven't yet given it a like, please consider giving it a like. It really helps my channel, and I'm a very brand new channel and could definitely use the help. So give it a like if you're enjoying it. And again, if you are enjoying nail art and you're a DIYer and you just like putting on a video while you do your own nails, then definitely subscribe to my channel. I just want to create a community of people who like to do DIY nail art, who want to try new trends, maybe push their skills sometimes, try new things, experiment with new products, and yeah, just have fun being creative and not taking nail art super, super seriously. Like, I'm not a pro. I'm never going to pretend to be a pro, but I really love doing nail art and I like experimenting and trying new things and being creative and relaxing while I'm doing my nails. So if that's you too, then you should definitely subscribe to my channel. So you'd think I'd remember the second time to do a builder gel layer, but I absolutely did not. Wish I had, but I didn't. So if you are doing this kind of nail, I would recommend doing a builder gel layer before the top coat, just to, again, smooth out the surface and have it look really smooth and clean. But thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so much for clicking into it in the first place. I really, really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me to have you here. And thank you for just spending your time with me. I really hope you enjoyed the nail set. I hope you found it as beginner friendly as I think it is. Here it is on hand. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next video.